Despite recent rains, the only part of the state that remains drought-free is in southeastern Oklahoma. The latest U.S. Drought Monitor report shows Oklahoma County improved from severe to moderate drought, but most of the rest of the state is in the abnormally dry to extreme categories. The lack of water is forcing an increasing number of Oklahoma communities to look to a new source for drinking water supplies, a source that will require a major public relations campaign to convince people it is safe.
This is the water treatment plant in Wichita Falls, Texas. The purple pipe is moving water from the city's wastewater treatment plant to the drinking water plant for additional treatment. Then it's added to the drinking water supply. Reuse of wastewater is not new. Oklahoma City has been selling treated wastewater for more than 15 years at a rate of 6 to 8 million gallons a day to OG&E power plants and to golf courses. And many other communities are also bringing in cash from treated wastewater.
We've issued between 130 and 140 permits that allow those kinds of uses.
Shelley Chard McClary is director of the Water Quality Division of the Department of Environmental Quality. Anything to do with water in Oklahoma goes across her desk, and increasingly that work involves reuse of wastewater.
We're looking at what can we do to augment reservoirs? What kind of treatment do we need to have to make that an appropriate thing to do and to be safe, to protect public health? But part of protecting public health is making sure we have an adequate amount of water to drink.
The capital plan for Oklahoma City calls for adding treated wastewater to Lake Hefner in 2 years. Oklahoma City Utilities Director Marcia Slaughter says reuse is the bridge needed to help Central Oklahoma maintain adequate water supplies.
What changes might be necessary both at the wastewater treatment plant and at the water treatment plant to make certain our customers are protected. Creating drinking water, producing drinking water as we do at the water treatment plants is all about public health.
Numerous other communities are looking at adding treated wastewater to their drinking water supply. Norman recently decided against buying more water from Oklahoma City and instead reusing water to meet its growing need.
We have several communities in Oklahoma that are very actively pursuing some version of a potable reuse.
Indirectly, we've been drinking reused water for a very long time.
We are not living on the North Pole. We are downstream of someone. And by the time you get to Oklahoma, we're downstream of many different someones in a lot of different states and even countries.
At the Oklahoma Water Resources Board, Julie Cunningham is Director of Water Planning and Management. The board and DEQ work together on water projects, funding, and management. All the water that has been or ever will be available on the planet is already here, and Cunningham says people need to start thinking of its use like their bank accounts.
In order to get the bank account larger, you can either make more money and save more, make more, or use less.
While water reuse is something that large parts of the state are looking at, there is a much simpler and cheaper way to increase water supplies. Just don't use so much.
Conservation is a no-brainer. You can start it tomorrow. You can pass an ordinance at no cost to you and start that ball rolling.
And the DEQ's Shelley Chard McClary agrees. Conservation is something all of us can do to increase water supplies.
We can't afford to have our drinking water watering the sidewalks and the streets and letting it, run down and just do no actual use. If we do a lot of the right things, we can have a sufficient amount of drinking water for a very long time.
The ongoing drought is motivating more Oklahoma communities to move on the issue of water supplies. For instance, the city of Altus owns the rights to water from 2 wells in Texas. With the help of a grant from the Water Resources Board, Altus is rebuilding its old pipeline and pumping stations to move groundwater from those Texas wells across the border into Lake Altus-Lugert. Grants and loans from the Water Resources Board continue to be the lifeblood for communities of all sizes to keep the water flowing whenever someone opens the tap in Oklahoma.